Hello and welcome back to a new episode of TENSHI 2. So you can already see later in the time window room. We just left the building. Kenji is back to his home. And now there's just Tensai, Kyu, Rose and probably Michelle, but she's trapped in the time window. On the time machine, let's say. And I don't know what's going to happen, but so far there was no booby action. So if you haven't seen the other episodes, you haven't missed any of the action. But if you want to know what's the story, then you better watch what happened before. And then let's continue later in the time window room. We're going to need to make some serious changes here.
What do you mean, Tensai?
We need to do more than simply test and see if the time window is still usable. We've been far too lax about safety protocols.
Are you kidding? Right from the start you've been the one arguing for playing it safe and taking every possible precaution. And all of it.
Yes, but it obviously wasn't enough. Your current condition is proof of that. As the incident with Kenji was accidentally knocked into the time window.
Now hold on. That's honestly was an accident. Something went haywire when...
Yes, so you've said. But you've said a great many things, Michelle. Only some of which have been true.
But I have no reason to lie to you or anyone else. You all know about me and what I've been doing. Why would I lie to you about something like this? And besides, I'd never risk Kenji's life like that. Or anybody else's.
Perhaps not knowingly, but I think we've already established that you have far less respect for the forces we're tampering with here than I do. And your definition of what is and what isn't dangerous clearly isn't the same as mine. However, that is neither here nor there. The point is that we clearly need to implement new safety equipment to prevent similar accidents from happening in the future. And we still need to... Before Tensai could finish his sentence, Rose entered the time window room, carrying a tray stacked with muffins, a pitcher of lemonade and several glasses. Sorry to take so long, everyone, but since we're going to be working late today, I thought I should bring some refreshments.
Oh, great, thanks.
Thank you, Rose. But sure not to spill anything on the equipment. I think we've had enough go wrong for one day.
I know.
Carefully setting the tray down, Rose poured lemonade into each of the glasses and put a butterfly muffin on a small plate before passing them out. Here you go,
Kyo.
Thanks, Rose. And this is for you, Tensai. Thank you, my dear. And of course, I didn't forget about you, Michelle. I know you wouldn't, thanks. Michelle reached towards the glass and muffin, only for her hands to pass completely through both of them without any resistance. Huh? Once again, Michelle tried to take the food and drink in her hands, but her intangible form passed straight through them like they were illusions. What in the... Tensai, Michelle, she can't... So I see, Michelle's physical form is clearly out of phase with our third dimensional plane of existence. She's not physically here, so she can't physically interact with us, at least not enough to hold physical objects. Huh? But wait a sec, if Michelle's trapped outside of time, and she can't eat or drink or anything like that, then I think we better get back to work immediately.
Right. Yeah. And don't worry, Michelle. We'll figure something out.
Huh? Oh yeah, sure. Everyone had time in the room set aside their food and drink and went to work, leaving Michelle helpless to do anything but stand there, watching as her fate was left in the hands of others. A week passed after what happened with Michelle. A solid week that I spent at home fighting the urge to watch the telephone. To watch and wonder when TENSHI or someone else would call me to let me know what was happening. If they had found some way to help Michelle, if Mizuki or Bunny had shown up again, or something. But TENSHI never called, nor did Rose or Kyu. And the few times that I tried to call the lab myself, the only response I got was from my grandfather's answering machine. It was leaving me frustrated and worried, and giving my imagination plenty of fuel for my nightmares. So I dealt with this the best way I knew how, which led to the urge I felt, the urge to be with my family. Here you go, waffles with strawberries and turkey sausages.
I don't believe this, Kenji again.
Hey, don't complain, dear. I never complain about not having to cook. But seriously,
Kenji, you've been pampering us like this ever since you came back from your grandfather's lab last week. First, you treat us to a night out at the movies, and then that dinner 2 nights ago, and breakfast like this.
don't tell me you're worried about your weight. As Mom gave Dad a dirty scowl, she gave me a softer, more concerned look.
This isn't like you, Kenji. You've been acting strangely for a while now, and I haven't heard from your grandfather either.
You mean the same grandfather who can bury himself in his lab for months and completely forget that time doesn't stand still for his sake?
I'm just saying that I'm concerned, that's all. Something happening, Kenji? Something we should know about?
I wasn't sure what to say about this. TENSHI had never told either of my parents about the time window and the secret world of time travel that he and I now lived in. And if my parents had perished, that's pretty good for a rap. If my parents had perished in that place, he wouldn't have told me about it either. If not for the fact that he was pretty much the only family I had left. So without any better ideas, I shrugged and decided to wing it. Yes, something's wrong. Your breakfasts are getting cold. No, that's wrong. Come on, honey. I'm sure that if something was up, Kenji would tell us about it. Why can't you just trust your son?
I trust him,
As my mother and father continued to discuss my obvious secrecy, I sat down at the table and proceeded to enjoy both the breakfast I had made, along with the sound of their voices, the feel of the warm dining room of my family's house, all of the comforts of home, and all of the things in another time I had lost forever. But as I was finishing breakfast, the sound of the phone ringing caught my attention, and with that sound returned all the aspects of the other life I'd been leading recently. I get it. Okay. Look, honey, I admit that he has been acting a bit strangely lately, but I'm sure there's a logical explanation.
Like what?
Well, Think about it, he's 18. It won't be long before he graduates from high school. College is waiting in the wings, probably anxious about leaving home. And as my parents continued their discussion in the background, I looked at the telephone just long enough to confirm that the call was from TENSHI before picking up the receiver. Hello, Grandpa, it's me. Hello, Kenji. Listen, can you come to the lab right now? We're about ready to restart our operations, and I'd like to talk to you about some of the changes we've made here. I'll be right there. After that, I finished breakfast in record time, all the while hurriedly explaining that TENSHI wanted me at his lab. I dashed out of my home and down the streets. I ran at full throttle until I reached a field that was home to the lab complex where the fate of time and space quite possibly hung in the balance. But as I approached the lab perimeter, Kenji! Woohoo! Cliffhanger action, so we're going to see this tomorrow when we continue the episode. And then I would say thanks for tuning in, and here, enjoy it till the end and enjoy tomorrow and tune in tomorrow again. And if you enjoyed everything you've seen so far, then just leave a thumbs up, leave a commentary, and if you don't want to miss any of the action, because I think there will be much more boobs in the meantime, just click the subscribe button and don't miss any of the action. And then I say thanks for watching by your pacemaker.